Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, on that you can quote me, in FLC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to your 10x Super Life. I am super excited today to be speaking about this subject. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram before we get started, because I want to get straight into this topic. We've been training on Grant Cardone about the 10x Super Life for the past week, but the past couple months as well, really setting ourselves up for 2024. And we want to share the knowledge with you guys that you can have the best 2024 ever that you can. So Misty, without further ado, to get straight into it, what's your biggest takeaway from the 10x Super Life so far?
Oh my gosh, the biggest takeaway is how, I want to say how easy it is to change your life, because most of us live mediocre lives and we're so conditioned, and we talk about this all the time, so conditioned to live a certain way, right? And then to learn about the 10x Super Life and just making small changes here and there to your daily routine, or as Grant Cardone calls it, daily ritual, can make such a huge difference. And, you know, I, for one, like I was talking to you and Shabaria about, I have a problem with going granular on things. And what I mean by that is getting to the smallest step by step, and how to implement something. I am a big dreamer, so I always dream big and I see the bigger picture and what I want to happen. But sometimes getting those steps into place is a little bit more difficult. I either go way too small, way too granular, where I have to add in, like, okay, you have to breathe right here, you have to blink here, you have to remember to breathe again. You know, I go way overboard, or I don't go, granular enough. So I was having a hard time with that. But to know that this is so easy, other than me and overthinking things, this is so easy and we can do it. And if you really think about it, Josie, I don't know if you've finished it or not, but you've been reading the 10X rule, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know, because I haven't had the opportunity to read the book yet, but I don't know if this is in there. But these things that he talks about, that Grant Cardone talks about, and that we've been training on, we kind of have been learning about these over the past, it's been like 3 years for me, 2 years for you?
Yeah.
About that? Yeah. So, but the way he puts it, it just makes so much more sense and brings it all together. Like, oh my God, this is so easy.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways so far? What have you gotten out of it?
Gosh, so much. Definitely the same as you. I really like the getting granular part, because, and we were talking about this with our coach David. Big shout out to you. And a lot of people will write down their goals, they'll have the goals, and we're coming into 2024. So a lot of people are going to start setting goals for the new year, or have already set. I mean, it should have been a couple of months ago, but if you haven't, then start setting your goals for 2024. And it's so easy and simple to go big straight away. And that's good. Like, go big with your goals. Definitely, yes. But I think what a lot of people forget to do, and I'm definitely guilty of this before we went through this training, is actually getting granular about that. Okay, you want to earn 10K a month in 2024. Okay, great. Perfect. Amazing. First, 10x that, make it 100K a month. Second, how are you going to get there? It's all good and well and lovely to say you're going to do it, but you need to know actually how you're going to get there as well. So I really like the getting granular part. something I don't think most people are used to. I also really liked, what did I share? I shared it with our coach. Oh yes, the act of giving up things. So it's the natural reaction I think we all have is to, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to add this to my routine or my ritual or my daily morning routine. Add. There's only so much that you can add, and there's only so many things, and we do have a limited time in our day. So it's also about, what do I need to give up in order to add these new things? Like maybe you need to give up going on your phone first thing in the morning or last thing at night. Maybe you need to give up, I don't know, the scrolling through TikTok on your lunch break, or I don't know, whatever it is. I think I'm speaking for me right here. But that really caught my attention as well, giving up things instead of just add, which I think is going to be huge to actually get to your goals. I want to ask you as well, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. Why do you think people don't have a 10x super life right now, and they don't actually go for that super life, have it all, 10x everything? And by the way, when we're talking 10x super life, we're not just talking have good financial goals. It's health, spiritual, family, recreational, you, like everything. So why do you think a lot of people actually don't go for that 10x super life?
I think it goes back to our conditioning. We're conditioned to think a certain way, to like get a mediocre job just to be able to survive, make somebody else's dreams come true. We're told, like many of us were, I mean, I was, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're untalented, you can't do this. This is the job you have to have. You're only good enough for this, you can't do that. And so we're put into a tiny little box. And I think for people to sometimes think differently other than what's in that box, it can be scary. And then, like you were saying, people want to add, I can add this and I can add this to my time. And then they're looking at their time and like, I don't have time for that. So it's going to go away. When
Mm.
in reality, like you said, there are things we can give up, whether it be a minute here, a minute there. If you're eliminating things that are time wasting, those minutes add up and you can fit into more important things. Now, I am guilty. I love scrolling through my TikTok. I do it most of the day. When I have time, I do it. I watch a lot of YouTube. Now, those things need to go aside, need to go away. I know people love to watch TV. I was raised where you had the TV on 24/7, whether you were watching it or not. You always had the background noise. So not watching the TV and realizing those things are wasting your time and it's keeping you stuck. So if you're going to do something like train with Cardone University to, you know, better yourself in sales or whatever you're doing, or you're going to join the Freedom Lifestyle Creators, the FLC, right? You need to put these first, make these a priority, a high priority, because of the fact that they are changing not only the way you're thinking, they're changing your entire life. We always say here at FLC that um, yes, business is important. We do teach you how to do business. We teach you and give you all the information you need for everything that has to do with business. Okay. That is very important. That is what we do. But it's much more than that. We help change your life in such a way that it's not just a financial freedom you're reaching, it's true freedom and happiness.
Yeah.
Because, like Grant Cardone says, he's like, I keep working so hard not because I want the money, but because I want the freedom the money gives you.
Yeah.
And that's what we want everybody to have. It's not so much the money, because the money is going to come and it's going to go. You should let it flow through your life like water. Let it go. It's going to
Mm.
come back. It's going to bring friends. You're going to have a lot more fun. But you should be looking for and striving for the freedom that money brings you, right? Now, Jesse, I
Exactly.
had a question for you. Because I know that you have been reading the 10X rule, and I know that you like to schedule out everything like with your day. And I think I'm so jealous because I'm so not that way and I love it. Um, what have you been doing since, maybe I should say it this way. What's changed for you since you came into FLC and that you've started to implement more now that you're going through the super life stuff? Because I know there's a lot of things you started doing, but I think just besides just this past week, which has probably been a big growth for you and me too, and we'll probably get into that. But I know you've started doing stuff before just us going through this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Great question. A lot. Is the short answer. What's changed? A lot.
Okay, that's good. Let's go. No, we're done.
Yeah, that's my answer. Next
There
question.
you go.
No, a lot. And I was thinking about this the other day. I've been in FLC, like the team, for it'll be 2 years next month. Which hoo-ha-hoo, yay.
Woo-hoo,
Thank
congratulations.
you. And I know that it's recently just been 3 years for you, right? So
Yes, it
hoo-ha-hoo,
has. I'm so
you
excited.
as well. So cool, so good. But the amount that I have grown in these past 2 years has been, I don't recognize myself 2 years ago now. So a lot has changed. I think the main thing is actually the scheduling out my day. I didn't used to do that. And as soon as I did, I was like, oh my God, I can do so much. Like I feel like superwoman. Like I can do this, I can do this. And it just made it feel so much easier to get things done. And by the way, this is why I tell people as well, I have my break times in there. I have my go like workout times. I have my wake up and do nothing for half an hour before you start getting ready because that that's what sets me up for the day. Just like chill. I don't like getting up and straight going into action. I like having like 15 minutes, 20 minutes to just chill
Let me
and
wake
then I
up.
do it.
Let me wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all in there. I think with this training, especially that we've done, and this isn't the first time we've done it, right? We did it, I think, like a year ago as well. Coming into
Mhm.
2023, we did this as well. Um, and it's a great reminder that you need to include all aspects of your life in there. So to answer your question, what's changed since like doing the training? I'm much more aware of how much time I'm spending with family, with friends, if I'm reaching out to people, how much time I spend improving myself. Like you said, I've read the 10x rule. Instead of like a podcast, like a silly podcast in the background, I'll put the audio version in the background, things like this. Um, but yeah, to summarize, I have grown so much in the past 2 years, and there's so many things that I'm probably forgetting to say right now. But it's all down to just being more aware and actually taking all this information, what people either whether it's Grant Cardone on his trainings or the team on the sales rally or you guys actually like listening and taking everything on board and changing things and actually doing the things that I say that I'm going to do. All of this stuff. So I don't know if I answered your question, but like so much.
No, yeah, it does answer it. And I have another question for you. This is kind of off this topic, but it really shows how much the dedication and training that the entire core family of FLC is doing. Um, I'm gonna let you share this part because you're probably more eloquent at doing that. Recently
I
we
don't know
were just
about that.
published in recently we were just published in not one but two different articles. Um, and Shabaria did a couple of other things that are pretty big. Uh, now, from my understanding, we have been published in at least over 300 different publications,
Yeah, something like that.
and I think that's globally. But I want you to, if you wouldn't mind, kind of sharing which are the two articles that came out recently, and maybe the other two bigger things that Shabaria just got through doing that we're waiting on one to come out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. So yes, we have just, I mean, it was yesterday or the day before, just been published in, it was CEO Times in California. So the whole team was published in there. Hoo-ha, hoo. If you want to have a read, the link is below in the description. Go have a read. There's a little description about each of us in the team. And it's crazy. I don't think I'm still like have recognized that that's happened. There's also another one that was published straight after that. It was called USA. Do you remember what it was called? USA
I don't, but I think I can find it.
Science. Yeah, my goodness, I should know, but there's so many. Like we've been in Fox, NBC,
Oh,
Forbes,
USA Wire.
USA
Sorry.
Wire. That's the one. Thank
Yeah.
you. Um, And apart from that, obviously Chabara has just done her TED Talk, which is going to be out very soon. We'll let you guys know when it is. And all these things are just taking place right now, and everything, it feels like is falling into place. Do you get that as well? Like it feels like everything we've been doing. I mean, this year has been a massive year of growth for FLC and the team. Like there's been high highs, and there's also been lows. Like we've cried together, we've laughed together, we've freaked out together, we've planned for the future together, like so many things. But it's just really rewarding to see that it's all coming back to Chavaria and the team as well. So this is so exciting, but how do you feel about this as well? Because I think we're very similar as well. We're like, we want to get out there, like we want to be seen, get out to the world. How do you feel about this?
I am super excited. I think it's kind of still kind of surreal, like how I'm still trying to process how did I have anything to do with that? I just show up, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or at least trying to do it as much as I possibly can. So I have always have a hard time seeing what I'm contributing. And everybody else is like, no, you're doing this and you're doing this. And I'm like, I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. So I have a hard time with that. But I think it's so amazing. I think it's huge. It's such a
Mm,
big honor. Um,
mm,
and then the fact that, her humble, amazing Chabaria, she's not, she's the founder and CEO of the company, but she's like, no, this is not just me. This is us. We're a team. We're a family. So she's not having us stand behind her. She's having like, no, come up here. If we go to fall back or anything, she's like, no, you need to be
mm.
right up here by my side. So, and I think, Chabaria, we love you dearly. And I think it's such an honor to be able to know somebody like her and to be able to be on this path. For me, I think it's still kind of surreal.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to let it sink in.
No, me too. Me too. So I just wanted to interrupt you to say that this FLC hangout wouldn't be a thing without you, by the way. So would you
Yes.
contribute this,
Yes.
everything here? It wouldn't, the idea came from you, like so you do so much for it. So that's what you contribute,
Yeah.
firstly, apart from everything else that you do in the team. Um,
See, even then, I thought you were talking to Jabaria. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
no, it was all you
Dun,
that
dun,
that
dun.
started this. So who? Um, and I agree with you. Like it feels surreal. It's such an honor to be doing this with everyone that is in the team. Like I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people. Um, but to take this soppy bit and move on.
Yeah.
Going back quickly to when you said that we're conformed to average, or in a way we're conformed to think average, and you made a really nice post about it today actually, um that you're not meant for average. You're conditioned to think that you're meant for average, and average is the thing to strive for, and just be okay in life and cruise through and you'll be fine. No, you're meant for more. You're here, you're like, if you're watching this, you're meant for more. If you have ever had an idea that you want to do more with your life, you're meant for more. Even if you haven't, and this is the first you're hearing about actually doing more with your life than maybe what you're thinking of, you are meant for more. I think a big reason that people don't do more is because we've been told lies our whole life, which is what you said, like we've been conformed. And Grant Cardone has a list of lies. He calls it lies of society. And just to read off a few, don't stand out, be seen and not heard. Don't ask me again. This is for sales. You're not special. Seek balance. It's the journey, not the destination. Be satisfied with what you have high expectation. No, high expectations lead to disappointment. Set reasonable goals. It takes money to make money. Successful people are unhappy. Okay. Be grateful you have more than most. You can have it all. You need a work-life balance and under promise and over deliver. These are just some lies. And I'm sure we've all heard all of them at some point and actually believed it, believed it. Go like settle for average, and the successful aren't happy, like the money doesn't make you happy. Okay. Tell that to the people that can travel the world and do whatever they want. So yeah, I think it's sad, right? It's sad when you think about it. The box that everyone, 8 billion people are put into on this earth.
Yeah, I think there's a huge misconception of being rich and having
Mm.
money. There's a big
Mm.
misconception that you get greedy and it controls you,
Mm.
and you become really selfish and greedy. And you know, I think that goes back to your own character. I don't think everybody is like that. And I think that's a choice on your part whether or not you want to be that kind of person. Because if you talk to a lot of multimillionaires or even read up on them or kind of study them, they contribute to a lot of different what do you call it? Charities, foundations, whatever. They a lot of times they will do it without asking for recognition. I think it just comes down to who you are as a human being and as a person. It's your own character that makes the money either a positive or a negative.
Mm.
Um, and another point I wanted to bring up, because we say this all the time, right? And we're told all the time when you're little, when you're born and you're really little, you're free. You think free, you think big. I can have anything, I can do anything, because that's what you're meant to be. That's what you're meant, the way you're meant to think. And then you get into school and as you're growing up, people are saying, no, no, no. And you're conditioned to think a
Mhm.
certain way. And that's what we try to let people know. You're not meant for mediocre or for just being surviving and making somebody else rich. You're meant to be free. And
Yeah,
guess what? This is where your freedom lifestyle begins, right here, today,
exactly.
right now. Let's not put it off any longer. The best time to get anything started is right now.
Hmm.
And it does take a long time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not a get rich quick. Any
Hmm.
business you're going to do, it's like you hear the saying, anything worth having is worth working hard for,
Mm.
right? But you have to work hard for it and you also have to have patience. And this, what we're trying to do is give you the steps and the support and the knowledge that we're learning on how to do that.
Yes, I love that. And on that point, sorry to I got
No, you're good. You're
excited.
good. Go for it.
I think a big reason why people don't go for more and don't actually like go for that super life and that big lifestyle is because it seems like a lot of work. And it is, but people will look at that and think that's a lot of work. I don't know if I'm cut out for that. And this is another lie, I think, because you're working hard anyway, whether you're in a 9 to 5, whether you're not doing anything, whether you're an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, whatever you're doing, you're working hard and it's taking effort to do what you're doing. You're in a 9 to 5 in an office, it's taking effort. You're doing whatever you're doing, it takes effort. And what does Chabara say? She heard this quote from somewhere else. You're working hard anyway. You might as well get rich. You might as well work hard for yourself and to grow yourself financially, freedom wise, time freedom, health wise, spiritual, whatever. It's anything is going to take effort. But would you rather put years and years and years of effort into making someone else's dreams come true? or put years and years and years of effort to make your own dreams come true. You decide. It might feel like more effort to do it for yourself, but that's because you haven't been educated correctly on how to do it, that you've been lied to of how hard that is. It's not. It's not. Come join FLC. Come into FLC and we'll show you just how easy it is.
Yes, exactly. I want to give this quote from Grant Cardone. Okay. It says, people are settling for their reality rather than working to their full potential.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because you're thinking, oh, this is really hard, it's a lot of work, doesn't mean you can't do it. Business is a lot easier than what you think it is. Getting to success is a lot easier, depending on what your definition of success is and what you're doing. Either way, it's easier than what you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it is taking effort that you're doing, wasting time, and using that effort into a different area. Focusing it someplace else is going to be more productive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take too much more effort than you're already doing. It's just reshifting where your focus is going, right?
So true. So true.
And like I said, the best way to do that is watch the Hangout, join FLC, and I want to read what Grant Cardone's mission statement is. It's build a viable network. He wants to build a viable network with like-minded people committed to creating extraordinary super life success in every aspect of their lives. Now, notice he didn't just say financially, it's every aspect. Because what do I say all the time? If you're going to take care of somebody, whether it's another person or yourself, you have to take care of the entire being, not just part of it.
Yeah.
So that's mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. You have to take care of the entire being.
Yeah. And
So
how do you think you can actually do that? Like for people now that like, but I don't have time to include spiritual and health and financial and recreational and my kids and my family. I don't have time for all of that. What advice would you give them?
find the things that are wasting your time and eliminate them.
Mm.
Because even though, okay, I'm a mother of 4. There was 6 of us in the house. I did it all. Granted, I was a stay-at-home mother, but that's still a lot of work because that job never ends, never stops. And then once my kids were all in school full time, then I went and got a job. Okay. So I've been in both positions. And there is things that you're still doing that's wasted, it's a time waster. You can take your focus, like I said, refocus, find out what the things you're wasting your time are and that are unimportant that you can give up. Give those up and refocus that energy onto something else that's going to be more productive and get you move towards that goal, right? Now, I was going to a counselor like 6 years ago, and this is what the counselor wrote down this thing for me, and I have it right in front of me, and I read it every day. And it says, what is one thing I can and I am willing to do today to move in the direction towards my goal? So it doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to take hours. Does like 5 minutes, a minute, 2 minutes. It can be something small, even granular. But everything that you're doing that's going to move towards your goal is momentum towards your goal.
Yeah.
And it just depends on how fast you're going to reach that goal and how much of that effort you're putting in and not giving up.
Yeah.
Right?
Very true. Very true. Just, it's easy. It's so much easier than you think it is. I promise. Just do it. Just try. And it doesn't have to be all at once. You don't have to add all these things and wake up earlier and have time to do this all at once. Do it in increments. I promise you it's easier than you think it is right now.
Why do you think people don't do it?
I think again it comes back down to it seems like too much work. We are so conditioned and what's it called, comfortable with being average. Like we are nurtured from a young age to be average. You're told, don't do that, don't speak to that person, be quiet, like don't do this, like this is unreasonable, this don't have high expectations. So our whole life we're told average, average, average. I think a few things that people could look into if they're struggling with this, and Grant Cardone says this, the why of why not. So role models, who do you have around you? Who are you interacting with on a daily basis? This is something that I've been thinking about so much recently. I think I've said this a few times now. I don't want to be around people who think small anymore. I'm over it. I'm over that. So who do you have around you? Who's your role model? Find people. Wrong definitions. This comes back to the lies. Like you've been lied to of what success is, right? What does wrong definitions mean for you?
That reminds me that Grant Cardone always says, he's like, if you don't have a dictionary, get a freaking dictionary. He is
Mm,
always making his team members look up the words that are coming across. So definite, like success. He will
yeah.
make them Google what is the definition of success, or look it up in your Bible, in your dictionary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's look, if you really want to know how to do something, or what something really means, the real definition, meaning of it, look it up. You
Hmm.
should be looking it up all the time. It's going to
Yeah.
help you learn new words, but you can really start taking those and moving those into like the right targets, the
Mm,
right areas of doing something, right?
yeah, definitely. Definitely. The other three are wrong targets, education, and lack of revenue. These are the reasons why you feel like you can't go for that super life. And I think my favorites, well, not my favorites, but the ones that stand out the most is the role models, the education, and wrong definitions, because it's just all things that will really hold you down. So go out there, find people, like-minded people, look up things, look up the definition of things, and just educate yourself. Make it your responsibility to change your life, because it is.
Yeah. Yeah. The role models can be your parents, your teachers, your peers, um,
Mm,
sorry, people on social media that you can really resonate with, you can
mm,
align with. Like, I really like what this person is doing. Let me learn how they're doing it and what made them go into this, and I can maybe model that,
mm,
make it my own. Another one that Grant Cardone says is middle class goals are conflict to freedom.
mm,
So middle class goals, what he means by that is I need to buy a house, I need to have job security, I need to convey what is that, conveyor belt education. I don't know why
mm.
that was different for me. Anyway, conveyor belt education, income focus, and play it safe. We all are conditioned to play it safe.
Grant Cardone says that a quote from him: "Success expansion is vital across your interests to survive." And like Misty was saying earlier, you need the proper definition of things. Success defined, it's right in the training that we had. The accomplishment of an aim or purpose, the attainment of popularity or profit, and a person that achieves desired aims or prosperity. The origin is to come after or to follow. Um, so this is success, like doing what you set out to do, having those big goals and doing it. So success expansion is vital across your interest to survive. Survive, survive defined, continue to live or exist in spite of danger or hardship, or remain alive after death, super live. It means above and beyond life as well. So what he's saying is your ability to actually reach your goals and have that big success and accomplishments in your life is vital for you to actually have that life that you want. And to, what does he say? If you're not growing, you're dying, right? Like, it's pick one. Pick one. It's easy. They're both as easy or both as hard as you make them to be. So yeah, I want to ask you, we're coming into 2024. People are setting goals. They're having those visions, they're creating vision boards. What are some, I mean, one, areas that you think people might be neglecting right now that they should include in their goals? Because it's easy to go financial, it's easy to go like material and all this. And two, people that are struggling to think big and struggling to accept that they are worthy of bigger things. What advice would you give to them? What are they missing out probably right now? And how do you even start to think big and accept that for yourself?
Well, I'm not sure I can answer that. I think a lot of people are, because right now they're thinking, they're setting their New Year's resolutions as, I want to lose weight, I want a better job, I want more money coming in, and those things are fantastic, and you should be going for those. Um, when you're wanting to lose weight, let's think about it as health wise. Let's think about, how can I be healthy mentally, spiritually, physically? Let me be healthy in that those areas. Um, I think that people need to really focus on their mindset, their self talk, because a lot of that's going to have to do with the others. So if you're, like I keep trying to point out to people, it's like a magnet. If you have trying to fit a positive and a negative magnets together, they just don't work. They repel each other. So if you're going to start thinking towards, I need change, and you know you need change, first of all, you've taken the first step, you recognize it. Now let's find out, how do I do that? And how do I do that? I need to start thinking about my mindset and changing that. And my negative self-talk needs to go away. I need to start talking positive and reaffirming that you're meant for better and you deserve better,
Mm.
regardless of, like, I kind of struggle with this every once in a while. Regardless of your background or what happened in the past, you're meant for better than what you've allowed yourself to have and what other people have said you're allowed to have. Okay? You're not meant to live a mediocre life unless you're happy doing that and that's what you really want and that was your goal in life, which I really doubt, then go for it. But if it's not, which I don't think it is, then let's start changing that. What are the other areas that can use your attention that can lead up to the weight loss, the better job, the more income? Let's get granular with it and find out, what are the steps and what are the things that may not be directly um, connected to that, but can affect those areas. Does that
Mm.
make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely what I was thinking as well. Like, it's not all just, don't, how do I say this? Don't have the same goals that everyone else has. Like, oh, I want to do this. Can't think of example. Like you said, I want to lose weight. I want to put on weight. I want to do this. I want to go to the gym more. I want to make more money. I want to learn a new skill. Okay, okay, fine. Those are average. Those are whatever. What's it exciting? Your goals should excite you and scare you. Go big. Be specific. I want to earn more money. How much more money? I want to lose weight. How much? I want to learn a skill. What skill? An instrument? The guitar? How to speak? How to fly a plane? What skill? So be specific, make it exciting, make it something that you want to write down every day in the morning and that would actually make you want to jump out of bed. Um, so and to answer my own question, it's a difficult question. Why don't people do it? I think the theme of today And again, it comes back to you've been lied to, you've been conditioned to think small. It's like trying to ask someone to think of a new color. If you've never been taught how to think of colors, then you're not going to think of a new color. Do you know what I mean? If you've never been taught to
Yeah.
think big, then you're not going to think big. Before FLC and before the trainings we do, even thinking I want to earn 5K a month was like, whoa, like that's big. And now that feels like that, like if I said that to our team, I mean, they would obviously, yes, the goal first, if you're not at 5K, is to get to the 5K. But if I said to the team right now, Chabaria, Seb, especially, my goal in life, even when I'm 60 or 80 or whatever, is to be earning 5K a month, they would tell me to get a grip and think bigger. So yeah, I
That's
think
nice. Let's 10 times that. Let's 10x that. Yeah. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. So get around the right people, think big, educate yourself, buy books, listen to podcasts. Like surround yourself every second of the day with these things. That's what I want to say.
absolutely. Well, Grant Cardone says, run for your life. It's like, run for your life from all ideas that trap you into a life that is normal, that is
Yeah,
merely normal. Okay, so exactly, run. You don't want to
run,
settle for merely normal.
do
Quit
it.
being average, quit being
Yeah,
mediocre. You're meant for more.
yeah.
So, Josie, what are the differences from somebody who is, say, somebody who's successful and has freedom as opposed to somebody who's just being normal or
Great
mediocre?
question. Great question. I think it comes down to five main things. And again, we've learned this from Grant Cardone. So big shout out to him and his team and his trainings. Firstly, and let's talk about them. A commitment to freedom. What does that mean? Okay, you want freedom, you want financial freedom, you want time freedom, the ability to do what you want. But are you committed? Are you actually willing to do whatever it takes? I don't know
You
if
need to commit.
something,
You
go
need
ahead.
to commit like your life depends on it because it really does. We
Exactly.
heard that from somebody too. I don't remember who said it, but that's yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the commitment is you're willing to have a bad day and it or character building day, as Seb would say, and you're still committed to that freedom. Number two, he says a willingness to invest in resources, which means you're willing to actually put money out there. Oh, scary. Spend money on yourself. It's easy to spend money on other people, right? It's not so easy to spend it on yourself so much. So be willing to invest in yourself in your own personal growth, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so Jesse, we've been on here for a while, and I think it's about time we need to start wrapping up. Is there anything that specific you or something you would like to tell people
Mm.
before we go?
I think the main thing I want to help people realize and what we do this all for, like this whole hangout and what FLC is about, is that you can do more, you deserve more. And really, we are here to help you to get to that point. If you're struggling, then please reach out to us. Grant Cardone says, and this is the last quote I will leave you with from Mr. Uncle G himself, is to create a super extraordinary 10x life for yourself and others, you must change your think. Change your think. This starts with absolving yourself of the thinking that traps you and replacing that with new information. So, what he means is be aware of your situation right now, be aware of what is keeping you here and not at the next level. Chuck that away. What does our coach say? Catch it, crumple it, chuck it, and replace it with a new way of thinking. I heard a really nice anecdote about this, or I don't know what the word is, on TikTok. If you're struggling to be that person right now, be that higher level version of yourself. Embody someone that is. Embody someone who is doing that and act like them. The Grant Cardone's team say that until they get used to being on the phone and they're scared to be on the phone or say what they need to say, they just act like Grant Cardone. They pretend they are Grant Cardone on the phone and do what he would do until it becomes normal. So yeah, I think that's a piece of advice that I want to leave people with. Embody the person you want to be now.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome. And I think I want to point out the reason why we keep talking about Grant Cardone and his training and stuff is because, first of all, it makes sense. And it's things that he's thinking in a much on a much different level than we are. We can think like, okay, I want to change my life, and we can come up with steps. But the thing is we always think small because of our conditioning until we learn from somebody else who's broken through that condition and changed their mind and changed their life. We still think in the conditioned mindset. So we refer to him because it makes sense. He's learned it, he's done it, he's proven it, and then look at how many people he's helped change their lives by teaching what he's done, right? So, and which is what we're trying to do too with you guys and with FLC. So there is much, much more from this training that we're getting and that we could share. But I think that it may be a little inappropriate for us to do everything here because it is not our training. So I think if you want to know more about this stuff, you need to just join FLC. I'm sorry, you just do. I don't know why you're not, but you can also the link in his for I think the email or something for our coach David, who works very closely with Grant Cardone and his team, is in the description. Give a shout out to him. Let him know, hey, I watched this podcast. They were talking about this. I want to know more, and he'll get you more information. And with that, Coach David, thank you so much for this. This is completely life changing. I am, and I don't want to speak for you, Josie, but I think we're both very committed to this, especially me because I don't like where I'm at in all aspects, and I know I need to change. And I felt that this change is coming for a while now, and I've been dormant on it. I haven't really done anything, and now is the time. Like you said, in order to get ready for 2024, you should have started months ago. You should have started at the beginning of 2023, getting ready for 2024, in my opinion. So, with that being said, guys, no more lecturing. And we want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here, for tuning in. We really do bring you all this information because we care about you. We know you deserve better. We know you are absolutely amazing people. And you and your families deserve the freedom that money can bring you and that it offers. So, with that, we're going to leave you for this week. We'll be back next week with more information. If you liked this video, like it, comment, subscribe, share, help us reach as many people as possible so we can help as many people as possible reach their freedom lifestyle. If you have any comments or suggestions on future topics, let us know. Or if you just want to know more, we're here for you. So, like we always say, when you come to the FLC family, welcome to the family. Or once you're family for life. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Next week. 10x your thinking.